everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of the finale of the Ivalice and Stormblood raid stuff. Also, I realised I misspoke. It's welcome to their jungle, which makes sense given the content. Word. Welcome to their jungle. Mont Blanc is eager to return to the Prima Vista and report your findings. Hurry! If I don't tell someone I'd venture quick, I'll positively burst about. Up we go. Context! That's the word I wanted. Let me tell them, Alex. Let me kapow! Anything new from you? Nope, nothing new. Nothing new. Alright, everything's the same. Let's talk to Ramza. Ooh, someone's got their bardic instruments out. This woman asks much of us. The Vera have ever been wary of outsiders. For centuries, their many tribes have remained hidden in the jungles, content with their self-imposed solitude. Each tribe has its own strict code, and will meet swift punishment to any who would defy these laws. As such, many of Vera will spend her entire life bound to the territory of her ancestors, both unwilling and unable to venture beyond its borders. And while the tribes are wholly independent, they have agreed to uphold a single standard: shun all contact with the outside world unless it is to protect the jungle. That's it. With every generation, there are those Vera who long for a life beyond the verdant sea of trees and abandon their tribe to start a new life in the kingdom's cities. My guess is that Fran is one such individual. Also, that sets up perfectly for them being the new race in the new expansion. Whoa! Who also happens to be the only individual we know who can guide us to the monastery cabal. It seems Alexander's sword arm won't be getting... Oh god, I accidentally pulled out my headset. It seems that Alexander's sword arm won't be enough to see us through this predicament. He'll need to don the right mantle of diplomacy if we're to convince the Alliance and the East Aldenard Trading Company to grant us aid. What could go wrong? Yeah. Diplomacy. That's my middle name. Wait, why did I hear a link shell? There it is again! Yes, I know you said not to call unless it was urgent, but this is urgent. Alright. It's not exactly. But my superiors have come to a decision on your request, and I thought you might want to hear what they had to say. Also, the link shell before is me calling him. Right. Oh, and let me preempt any request for immediate disclosure with a reminder that the information is much too sensitive to discuss over LinkPub. Meet me at the Ruby Bazaar post-haste, and I shall duly appraise you of their judgment. Well then, Alex, what are we waiting for? I'm giving her a very moogly voice because I can't remember how to do the proper voice. It saddens me that I cannot be of any aid. You have every right to think me weak, Alex. For I am. At least now I might admit it. Has my brother been behaving? And here I asked this already knowing the answer, Bo. I pray for your success, Alexander. Not because I am a man of religious tendencies, mind you. It simply feels like the proper thing to do in these sort of situations. No, nothing new.
A trip to the Road Bazaar? With a few refreshments? No? Well then, cut me out, Capo.
The device is operational, but its ethereal output is still far below what could be deemed optimal. I should require more time to calibrate it. Are you all saying the same thing? Where is this Vera? What is this Vera of whom you speak? Not much in the way of meat on the bones, yet nor is there a fate of unnecessary flesh. The arms, the sides, or the hips. They are one and all finely sculpted goddesses, and my hair is in the way of my eyes. That is better. Not unlike the images of Ampadar, once carved from Ivalice's bounty, for there is magic in their limbs, or the hips. Magic to set my very loins aflame! Oh, yeah! Oh, God, why did I talk to him? Of course I heard of the Vera. Why do you think I got the idea for this company's wardrobe? Whatever is he waiting for? A signed invitation to my chambers? Ha! Unless, perhaps I should send him a signed invitation. No, he would think me too forward. Or would he? Eavesdropping on a poor maiden's private musings? How graceless of you, Alexander. You were talking out loud. It's not eavesdropping when you literally speak your mind. You spoke with the Vera, you say? How exotic. I recall reading that following the Empire's occupation of Dalmasca, several Imperial army units were sent into the jungles to round up the hares and bring them to Ravenastre. As you might imagine, only a few of the soldiers returned, and the few Vera with them appeared to have followed on their own volition. Those Vera who have taken up residence in the cities tend to be held in high regard. Their small number lend to an air of mystery. It is not unheard of for members of the upper class to part with great deals of wealth simply to be seen with one of the elusive ladies. You should consider yourself lucky to have made this Fran's acquaintance, my friend. Perhaps to the Najatu, she might consider joining the troop. I think not. Leader of the resistance, you say? Ha! She'll have time for that in between rehearsals. Oh, he actually has something useful to say. Ah, yes. I have learned much of the Leoprine folk during my travels, so let us start off with the most basic of details. There exist two distinct clans, the light-skinned Vina Vera and the dark-skinned Rava Vera, which are very likely to be the two clans for the race, not the race, like the playable character when we get it in 5.0. The word Vera itself means people of the wood, and true to that name, both the Rava and the Vina make their homes exclusively in the Gulmore jungle, or the primeval forests which line the southeastern foothills of the Scatay Range, respectively. Until recently, perhaps the past several generations, a Vera outside her homeland was unheard of, and those who abandoned their tribes were branded outcasts. You see, the Vera follow a strict code called the Green Word, again very eerily similar to things you might have heard in Britannia, that binds them to their land and prohibits all contact with the outside world, unless absolutely necessary. Similar to that of the Makote Keepers of the Moon, the Vera societal hierarchy is mainly matriarchal. You will find no males in the villages of both the Vina and the Rava, let alone in positions of rule. Yet, that does not mean that they do not play an important role in the Vera society. The males take up the mantle of Woodwarder, protectors of the forest, and serve their tribes by seeing no evil encroach on their tribe's sacred demisne. I can never say that word. Males, for the most part, are reclusive, shunning contact with even their own kin, save for the rare occasion they return to their village of birth to sow their seed and claim any boys who have reached adulthood. But I shall speak of that queer custom at length later. In other words, tread not the woods with the hopes of finding male Vera, for you will be met with naught but disappointment, or worse, death. This, however, is not to discredit the martial prowess of the female Vera. The women of the wood are as formidable as the men, and merely choose to devote their attentions to the protection of their hearth and young. Without a supportive community, the males must constantly struggle to survive. Food, clothing, weapons, medicines, all must be procured or crafted by the individual, and without the aid of another. The male lives alone and dies alone. This has gone unchanged for countless generations. I spent many a moon in the desert sapphire, and while I saw all manner of wondrous creatures, not once did I lay mine eyes upon a male Vera, nor did I hear of one living in the city. They simply do not exist to us. For the Vera, the hands of time move at a far more leisurely pace than they do for the rest of us. Whereas a Hyur might consider themselves fortunate to see, say, 80 winters before his return to the life stream, a Vera can endure up to 12 score or more. It is estimated that upwards of 8 in 10 Vera are born female, though it is not until at least the 13th name's day, when the individual moves from adolescence to adulthood, when the individual's gender becomes apparent. Then, for the next 2 centuries, will the Vera maintain its physical youth, rendering it nigh impossible to discern one's age simply from outward appearances. When it is revealed that the Vera kit is a male, it will be given into the care of another, that it may learn the ways of the Woodwarder, protectors of the forest. Once every 3 to 5 summers, male Vera will descend from the trees to a nearby village to mate. It is at this time, if there are any recently discovered jacks still living among the females, that the older male will make them his wards, and teach them how to survive without the crutch of companionship. Only following countless seasons of training and strict adherence to the word of the wood will the students themselves earn the title of master and be allowed to seek solitude. More than a few will perish during these brutal rites of passage, further thinning the tribe's males, till only those with the strongest seed remains. As I explained before, the duty of the male Vera, a Woodwarder, is to see that the tribe's, I still can't say that word, demisne remains untouched by the destructive whims of outsiders, yet they do so from the shadows, oft choosing to shoot first and not even bother with questions. The females, on the other hand, are much more open to their relationship with the wood, though I use the term open in its loosest of senses. More than simply defend the forest, they seek to nurture it, clearing undergrowth, removing fallen trees, planting seeds, eradicating vermin. Efforts by past kings to bring Vera lands under Damascan rule have been met with either indifference or violence. As of late, Ravenestri has suffered the Vera their self-governance, with the promise the villagers will not take up their bows against the throne. When I was younger, and far more the fool that I am now, I asked Vera if she did not find the tribe's ways awkward. Was it not within the natural order for males and females of a species to coexist? The woman answered me thus: The value of coexistence was not found beneath a loincloth. Long has our kind endured understanding that the distance twixt two bodies does not dictate the distance twixt two souls. Very interesting. While the Empire provides the people she conquers with a path to citizenship, there is a definite disparity when compared to the opportunities granted true-blood Garleans. It is sad, but there are many who believe it natural for a conquering race to claim itself superior to another. However, not all Garleans are as foolish, and many would see this disparity narrowed. Garleans like Principal Genomus. Still, for those living in the occupied provinces, the prosperity of life as a second or even third-class citizen is more than enough cause to kindle the flames of revolution in even the meekest of hearts. It is these flames that ultimately feed the fires of change. This all must be especially difficult for the Vera. Despite their differences in culture and appearance, they had long been accepted by Dalmascans, treated as equals. Now, though we have forsaken our hopes, it does not change the fact that many on the Prima Vista claim Garlean heritage. Given their recent hardships, Lady Fran has every right to be wary of us. I will allow her the time she needs to come to her own conclusions as to our intentions. Very noble way of looking at it, and I don't imagine you have anything. Oh, I was wrong. Master Genovis can be quite long-winded, especially when the topic turns to Evolution legend. Yes, in the last part we found that out all too well. I often find myself dozing off somewhere after the first few invocations of the phrase according to the Jurai papers. Fortunately, these elegant notes allow us to pretend we never took that nap. Yeah, indeed. Anything to say? Nothing to say? I'm going to walk under your leg. Oh my god, it's the perfect height. Oh, so easily entertained. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Sorry. Oh, dearest brother, will you forgive me? Huh? Come to gloat over this accord with the Dalmascan residents? They are traitors, and allying ourselves with such rabble would be tantamount to treason. Not that you would care. Your mission has ever been to see my people underfoot. Leave me be. Well, bugger you too, then. I take back my apology. I've read about how you united the Holy Eorzea under a single standard and convinced the Holy See to win a 1,000-year conflict. Compared to that, asking a few soldiers to offer a coffer or three of gills should be a piece of roller berry cake. Yeah, not quite. Taking up arms and parting with coin are very different matters. Oh, I suppose I should inform Berkey down at the Kagani Landing of our progress. You mentioned he was keeping an eye on us. Alright, let's go! Oh, it's busy out here. Also, Mario's come to play. So, you've an answer from East Aldnor already. Impressive. It would seem the lady Fran has underestimated your influence among the realm's players. I assume you've no objection to me joining you then? I guess.
Red and I will stay here with the airship. Our last foray in the city was met with one too many coach stairs for my liking. Vessels such as those require extensive maintenance to require skyworthy. You and Quacky take as long as you need. I will. Yeah.
Alright, so are we going up to... Oh god, that was very zoomed out. Up to... Where's the map? Alright, I'm looking at it the wrong way. It's over here. Yeah, Ruby Bazaar. Oh, it is. I didn't want to jump down there by accident. Alright. Ruby Bazaar. Very bizarre indeed. Ha ha ha.
Ah, just wet my whistle. Whenever you're ready, Alex. Hancock awaits us in the bazaar, shall we, Alex?
Yep, let's go. A lovely lady, Anna. A banger? And here I was expecting you would be alone, Alex. Ah, but excuse my manners. I am Hancock, representative of the East Aldenard Trading Company, signed to oversee her assets here in Kagane. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I am Yogiri. We apologize for making you come all this way. Not that it's too far from the landing to...
Oh, shut up, Tatara. Tatara.
Dwaki, was it? I serve Lord Hien, rightful ruler of Doma. I have come bearing our nation's reply to your entreaty. And I'm Tataru, Taru, and the signs of the seventh dawn. I'm only here seeing as no one else could be bothered. Well, that and to bear a message from the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance.
Thank you both for coming. I'm Dwagi, formerly of the Dalmascan Royal Fusiliers. I now claim allegiance to Lante's Tears, a resistance group seeking to accomplish what you have here in Doma and Alamega. What tidings have you brought us?
Allow me to begin then. While the East Aldenard Trading Company sympathizes with your plight, we are not in the position to grant you the funding you seek. I mean, I'm not surprised. As you are aware, the East Aldenard Trading Company prides itself in neutrality, be it in matters political or personal. And what of our relationship with the Eorzean Alliance? Ah, yes. What I mean to say is, here in Hingashi, the East Aldenard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it in matters political and, You must understand our position. Simply supplying coin to any one group would make it appear that we somehow favor that group over another. Seeing as we conduct business openly and fairly with everyone, doing such would be sending the wrong message and ultimately harm profits, yes.
And by selling it at both sides, you maximise profits while good men and women perish. How convenient.
We are a business, milady. We do what we must to survive. That does not mean, however, we are blind to the needs of our customers and our allies. Which is why we support the Eorzean Alliance and their noble efforts to safeguard their realm's freedom through a mutually beneficial agreement. If it were my choice, I would provide your little resistance with all the funding it needs. But as my good friend Alexander knows all too well, it is not my choice. Yeah. And what of you?
Well, now that Hancock's thoroughly lowered your spirits, you wouldn't be crestfallen when I inform you the Eorzean Alliance will be unable to provide any assistance.
Let me guess. You did everything in your power to try and convince the leaders of each city-state, only to watch as they politely declined our proposal, claiming an unfortunate lack of intelligence and resources.
Wait, how did you... Lord Hien sends his greetings to you and yours, having recently found strength through a newly formed alliance with our neighboring nations. Doma is open to further welcoming like-minded organizations. This includes our Dalmascan brothers and sisters, still suffering under the imperial yoke. However, word has it that the latest attempt at reclaiming your kingdom ended in failure, resulting in the loss of countless lives, including many of the Resistance's leaders.
You're not mistaken. Our army is not what it once was. Those remaining have been forced to take refuge beneath the streets of Aranastre.
The 4th Legion has already defeated you once. Lacking unity and leadership, our current resistance will not survive against another tilt against the Empire's disciplined ranks. If Doma is to join hands with Dalmasca as an ally, you must first prove to us that you will stand as one.
Doma as a fully fledged ally would serve far better to strengthen our cause than a few temporary soldiers.
Yet, even if we were able to wrest Dalmasca from the Empire's grasp, without unity amongst your people, the resulting chaos could prove even more perilous to the kingdom.
You understand much of our situation. And based on that understanding, you would refuse your aid to Lente's tears. Am I correct?
Do not mistake us. Do not mistake me. Lord Hien's refusal is but a message to help you plan your next step.
You have a wise master. He understands that without proper planning, driving one enemy through your midst simply creates room for another, or for the next. Lady Fran will no doubt be pleased to hear that your response was exactly what she expected.
You knew the whole time that your demands would be rejected, yet you still let this farce play out.
You have my apologies, but this was all necessary to prove an important point to our leader. Lady Fran needed to show the princess just exactly what she was getting herself into. And your honesty today will serve us better than any hollow promise. Thank you.
Wait, what about the Golmore jungle? Can you believe this? We're right back where we started. Principal Genomis will not be pleased.
I mean, I know we're not on super duper ultra terms with Eastern Aldenard. You could have at least said bye to Hancock or waved or something. Alright, let's get out of here. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da da. Do 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 do. Do do do. Oh. Straight into a cutscene? Well. Oh, if it has, as you say, it is most unfortunate. But I suppose we did everything in our power. And that is all one could ask. I still do not understand. Why would Lady Fran send Alexander on this wild pizza chase if she knew from the start it would be for naught? Borgie mentioned something about Fran proving a point to their leader, whomever that may be. People in positions of power can prove both naive and stubborn creatures. Simply telling a leader she is wrong may not convince her of the fact. Seeing one's own plan fail, however, is oft the best medicine. Naive and stubborn? Then the resistance is doomed. If a person as imposing as Fran is taking orders from her, then chances are this leader is even worse, Kupo. I would not be so certain, Montblanc. My guess is that the individual in question is still quite young and inexperienced, and that Lady Fran is trying to teach her to be an effective leader through example. By allowing her to make her own mistakes, Fran is granting her the ability to learn and grow from them, the experience that will ultimately benefit her when the time comes to make some truly difficult decisions. Now, I seem to recall reading that one of the many faces of the resistance before the recent quelling was a young girl of royal blood. Do you suppose? You may cease your baseless presumptions, defector.
The door was open.
And you would be? I would be here on orders from the leader of Lentes Tears, against my better judgment, mind you. Greetings, Lady Fran, I presume? I am Genomus Sen Lexentil, principal of the Majestic Theatre Company. You and your colleagues are most welcome on the Prima Vista. What is it your leader would have of us? While you failed in meeting every single of our demands, she recognizes that you were sincere in your attempts to see them fulfilled, and for that effort, you are to be compensated. That is most generous. Ooh, map. The ruins you seek are hidden behind the waterfall here, a point roughly equidistant from the river's source and its delta. Yeah, this has been going all over the internet and Reddit and stuff, that we actually get to see a new part of the map. Now, looking at that, I would have said that was Rabanastria, but R-A-B-A-N-E-S-T-R-E. If we have the middle letter as two letters, that could spell Rabanastria. Anywho. You have our thanks, Lady Fran. We will not forget this kindness. Father, I shall plot a course immediately. Ramza, what is going on here? Alma, you should be in bed. I've slept enough, brother. Tell me, who are our guests?
It appears you once again prepare to leap into dangerous more. Keep your wits about you, Alexander. Lady Fran is strong, but then again, so was Begarman. I mean, well, yeah, if you'll excuse me.
Are you mad? A trip to the surface in your condition? Listen to me, brother. The High Seraph beckons. She speaks to me through the Otius. The what? There is no need to worry. Worry? Mikoto and I have already devised a plan. I can help clear our family's name. The Charlian has no say in this. I'm your father, and I insist you remain here on the airship. What would your mother say if I allowed aught to befall you? Mother, that is what this is all about, isn't it? What it has always been about. You care not about Ivalice or the Oran name. No, you seek to use the Aura site to bring Mother back. But you haven't been able to do that. You still do not understand how exactly it is that the shards translate one's desires into reality. That is where I can help. I can ask the High Seraph. It is she who created the Aura site. Well, the thing is, in a similar manner, very similar to the primals, if it changes desires into reality, then it won't be, as we saw with the snack people. My brain's gone dead. The Anantas. As we saw with them, Lakshmi brought back the daughter, but it was just the shell. It wasn't the soul. It's easy to recreate a body, but not easy to recreate a soul. Although, given that the mother is in the life stream, it's not impossible. Ultima has bid me come to her place of imprisonment. If we free her, she will reveal unto us the secrets of her creations.
That sounds like an awful idea!
Do you hear what you're saying, Alma? Even if there's the slightest chance of bringing Mother back, we cannot risk your life in doing so. Your brother is right. We have sacrificed too much already. I cannot bear the thought of losing you. Either of you. It is too late. It's so lonely, Father. Why must you love Ramza more than you do me? Do not be conned by your daughter's words. Cozened by your daughter's words, for they are not her own. Help me, Rams! Alma! No! No! Gods forfend.
I told you, no one can control the power within these shards. No one!
Alexander, here, take this. It might be the only thing that can save Alma. But we must hurry to the monastery. Come, we leave for the Gulmar jungle, now! Well then! Was the power essence beyond the rift? Was that the High Serif? I told her this was a mistake, and now look what's happened. If you were wise, you'd toss all the remaining shards at Hell's Lid and cut your losses. But you've no more wisdom than Begarman, and that's why the High Serif has already won. I think we saw enough to prove that Ultima is no angel, Kupo. But if she's not, then, well, why is she? I've been such a fool, and now I've lost my daughter. Oh, will you ever forgive me, Tia? I can't believe what I just witnessed. I won't believe it. Oh, I won't. It didn't happen. I have good news and bad news, Alexander. The bad news is that it appears the High Serif was able to employ the Otius as a catalyst to propel her magics beyond whatever seals she is trapped behind. The good news is, this means my device should function as intended. Its design is based off one of Moonbrinda's. It repurposes the logic behind her etheric siphon into a means of disrupting ether flow by reversing coven wavelengths and let's just say it has already been calibrated to match the energy emitted by the Otius. As long as Ultima continues to wield the Otius, we should be able to interfere. But it only works if we can find Alma, which is why we must make haste. What do we do? What do we do? We cannot just leave poor Alma to become one of those monsters, Kupo. Let me guess, does everyone else have something to say? Oh, you've put that off, so I would say so, yes. What was that? I've listened to all the node entries thrice, and not once does the principal speak of magics, such as those we witnessed. I was secretly hoping you'd regale me with tales of the Feyre and their tribe's strange ways. What I fear now is not the proper time. Perhaps another day, when the principal's daughter is safe. Nothing will become of Alma, will it? I can't imagine the Prima Vista without her. Keep away! I'm not about to be whisked away into the void by some strange portal. You've gone and dragged onto this ship. Shoot! Would you mind telling me what that was? And what it did to poor Alma? Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Yes. Did I appear worried? Because I am anything but worried. That is, and I am not. Never before have I stood in the presence of such power. The whole experience had my muscles a tingle. Yet I am not afraid, for it is with might that we might stand against the magic so foul. Yeah. That was the Auracite's doing. Such power. Please don't have anything new to say. If what we just witnessed was truly teleportation magics, then the amount of ether required to create a portal that large from such a distance would surely be immense. From both the principal and my husband, I've heard mention of a blight brought about by the Auracite. Could that portal we just witnessed be a means of spreading it? No, now is not the time for idle speculation. You must focus your efforts on the task at hand. Alright, Ramza. Have I your permission to depart, Alexander? Every moment we tarry here, my sister, she... Of course, Ramza. Then hold on. I have set engines to full speed. Full speed! Look at the speed! Oh! Ah, my eyes! I cannot begin to comprehend the speed! It's like the Flash has stepped in front of me and spun around me thrice! Quadruple thrice! The Prima Vista is so slow. Even at full super speed. Welcome to the land of my people. 'Twould be a poor lie if I said I did not miss it some. Huh. So I guess we're gonna have another walkabout thing, maybe? Alma! Ramza, help me! Alma! Begone! Alma! Ramza! Blood of the invokers, fulfill the ancient covenant and grant unto me the vessel promised. What just? Braggy, to me, the girl is not well. Might I suggest we continue the spec at the Prima Vista Kubo? Huh, so could this in some way be related to the original Ramza? One of the people who were against him? Have you the courage to face true evil? What are you gawping at? The ship is this way, Kupo! Is everyone seeing the same things? Oh god, it's all this... It's... More souls than a Zoe in a rut, yet powerless to save Ramza from a fate worse than prop building. If my muscles cannot prevent such misfortune, then pray, what are they good for? It has been obvious that the aura site is beyond our control, beyond your control even. Its power must be contained, researched and managed, and there is only one who can accomplish such a task. You've returned with the Helma. What a wait. Is there someone missing? I see Alma back and on the worst way, but now Ramza's gone missing. Oh, when will...
this all end, I ask? When? Oh, Ramza, his selfless act has now put his own life in danger, as a brother never loved his sister more.
When I was but a pup, I lived on the streets of Galmont, or to be more precise, beneath the streets. My home was the sewers, and my family the countless other orphans who kept to the shadows, lest they be carted off to the cerulean mines, or worse. At least they were my homes, until the Senate voted to seal them off. When the purge came, my brothers and I were given no choice but to flee. And so we ran and we ran, until there was nowhere left to run. Fortunately, a handful of influential families had taken pity on our plight, and demanded that the Empire see to the care of these displaced children. For what is a nation's future if not their children? Or so they argued. The Senate conceded and proposed a system that would provide aid for families that adopted these sewerlings. It was the Lechtontail family that took me in, and for many summers did I work as an errand boy for their troop, while going to school and learning to play the lute. I suppose I could say that makes Ramza and I brothers, which is why I cannot bear to think of what I would do if he were not to return. I beg of you, Alexander, save him, and in that you could bring another comparison to the original tale, in that it was Ramza and the other lowborn, which was Delita, if I recall. Yes, it would appear that Ultima's abandoned Alma, only to take possession of her poor brother. But riddle me this, Alexander. What type of being would require a mortal vessel? Correct, one without a corporeal form of its own. So the true question is then, now that the High Seraph has one in Ramza, what exactly will she become? Weird, that brings a thought to mind. Our only hope is that if Ultima requires Ramza's body to wield her might, then she will do everything in her power to keep it from harm. If, and this is just, it might be pushing things, but if this non-corporeal being, Ultima, is from another realm, what if Ultima is from the Fallen Shard, from the Void? Any creature like the Void Sent, they have to traverse through a gap between the worlds and then take over the body of another. Is that not possibly what, like, the Aurosite has been doing? Like, could the Aurosite be Void Sent or 13th Shard beings trapped, perhaps? You've rescued Alma, only to watch Ramza taken in her steed. Promise me, Alexander, promise me you will see this right. Well, I can only do what I can, but yes, I will. Sure. All will not see the same fate that befell Garmin before young Alma. We must do something, and quick. The device should have worked. Is Alma gone because of an error in my calculations? If the magic rift was necessary to seize Alma, then it is quite possible that Ultima is still incapable of traveling beyond the bounds of the Orborn Monastery. However, if Aurosite is all the High Seraph requires to do so, then we are in grave danger. First Alma and now Ramza. What does this Ultima want? Poor Alma, whisked away under our very whiskers. What poor companions we make of her. A lot of people are saying Alma, do they not mean Ramza?
A poor companion would be one who sat around and whimpered while others worked to find a solution to their troubles. We must act for Alma, for Dalmasca.
Again, are you sure that you're not meant to be referring to Ramza? A couple of people have mentioned poor Alma being whisked away. Anywho. Oh, excuse me. Now Ramsa's gone. Oh, dearest Tia, what have I done? What have I done? Welcome to their jungle. Ba 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 ba. Alright, well, join me next time for the City of Lost Angels, which gives 2 musical rewards. So I'm thinking we might be going into the Orban Monastery. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm still on that. And I'll see you next time for the final part, I think, of the Ivalice Raid Patch 4.5 Stormblood, blah 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 blah. See you next time. Bye bye. Nope, wrong one. Bye bye.